Hey y'all, it's Chonfelito. We got another one here for you today. We're going to be doing a review of the French light tank AMX 1390. Now, this is going to be your tier 8 light tank, and there's a couple of replays that I did want to show y'all on how to run it, the best way to be most effective in it. And one of the main things is this is a really great tank to just, you're going to run in, dump your clip, and then get back out. So first of all, we're going to go over some of the statistics of the tank and get an idea of how it runs up against the other tanks in the tier. Now this is compared to tier 8 light tanks. You can see its DPM is low, but it does have that 3-shot auto loader, which kind of makes the DPM a little bit funky because you can't dump out those. And as you can see, it does 225 on your AP. So you can get 675 in one clip if you dump it out. So you can see here that the caliber is just a little 90 caliber gun, which is why it's the AMX 1390. So if you roll down here, you can see its reload time in the complete magazine is 16.32. So you really got to be careful to be able to hide when after you finish dumping those clips. So it's a 2.5 seconds between each shell. So you do kind of have to be a little bit careful with it. Now, you can see that the aim time is 1.68, which is about average for the tier. The dispersion is 0.30, so it's not going to be great for sniping, but you can get those shots as you're rolling around. So you can see the dispersion stays pretty much the same as you go through it, whether you're moving, rotating, or stationary. It's pretty good as you're rolling around. It does only have 6 degrees of gun depression though, so you do need to keep that in mind, that you're not always going to be able to get off every shot that you need. But you can see that mobility forward is 64 kilometers an hour, which isn't the quickest, but it is very, very quick. As you can see on that soft terrain, you can get going 22.49 on the effective power to weight ratio, which is great. So you can see the traverse speed is pretty good for the light tank. It can really move around. The main thing you want to do is just annoy people with it. So you can see it's got great camo. And if we go real quick to this armor profile, you can see it is just nothing. You've got less than 60 millimeters on the entire tank. If we roll down here to the armor performance, if we're even in tier 7, everything is going to be able to HE you. Everything is going to be able to hit you. And so you need to be in and out of there quick and do not be the tank of focus. Now I got a couple of clips here for you guys that I wanted to kind of highlight some of the best things that this tank can do. Now you can see its mobility is fantastic. One of the greatest things that you can do for your team in this tank is spot, but don't get killed. Now spotting doesn't mean just rolling up into the team and finding them all and then dying. So as I'm rolling up here, you can see I'm trying to spot, so I roll up here on this hill and I'm going to spot the standard B and a T49. Now a T49 is going to be my worst enemy in this tank because you are the juiciest target to him. He'll be able to HE you anywhere, and he knows it. And so as you're rolling around, you do need to be aware of that. Now I'm using this little hill because I know that the TDs might be over in that corner, so I don't want to poke up too far. Now I get a shot on that T49 as he's running away, take another shot, but it doesn't happen. Now I'm going to reload, and I'm kind of waiting right here, and I'm kind of wondering what my team's going to do. Now I see that I've got a little bit of support, and so I tell them right here, I say, I'm going to push now on this standard B because I saw that T49 run away. So as I see that he's out of the way, I see that standard B, is on his own. Now his HE can be a big problem for me, but it looks like he doesn't even bother shooting HE, he's shooting AP at me. So as I'm going around, I got one more shot on him. Now I don't know exactly why I rolled down here. I was just getting a little bit too cocky and I thought I could handle him all by myself, even though my team decided not to help too much. You can see I get one more shot in there from my teammate. Now I'm able to roll back and forth. I know I'm going to take one shot, but if I can juke him out of another shot, and I'm able to get one more shot and clear him up, but my teammate does it for me. So that's one thing that you can do, is be able to rush in and clear low hit point tanks. Now this is an example of what not to do. I'm going to rush in there super fast, get some spots, and as I roll up in here to see, I'm not planning on capping the base, but I am small enough that I can use this little hill right here to hide. Now I think, oh crap, there's a whole bunch of tanks right there. I'm kind of curious if my team's going to be able to come up and help me. And as I see that the enemy team starts to push, I see that Y5 gets behind me, and I see that 1390, I think I'll get a couple of shots into him, and then I just start getting wrecked because that team. I'm trying to get out of here because I need to I am in no use up there. So as I'm driving away, I'm going to get one more shot. I'm left on 137 hit points, and you can see you just need to juke and get out of there. Now I know that it's a lost battle up there, and so once you know that you're not going to be able to be effective up there, just get out of there, and then you can swoop back in later and get those kills. Now I'm capping up here, and you can see that I'm going to roll up here. I see that they've capped B, and I'm going to try and spot and see what is up there. So I see a Foch Indian Panzer and the infamous T-49. Now, he spots me, and so he knows that I am a juicy target. So I'm going to try and hide behind this FCM-50T as much as I can. Now, I have one left in the clip, and I want to try and maximize my DPM as much as I can. I know he's on a reload, so I'm going to try and get around and be able to get one last shot into him. But this FCM is just right in my way. I cannot get the shot on him for the life of me. So as he tries to roll away, I'm able to bounce down and get one last shot to finish him up. Now, this is something that you don't really want you want to let your teammates take the hits for you, because you can't. Now you can see, I see that T-49 is rushed in on that LTTB, so I decided that he is going to be my bait as I roll in here. Now, I'm going to roll up here on this hill. I did not think he was going to roll forward. I wasn't trying to ram him, but it does quite a bit of damage, even though I'm not the heaviest tank. So, as I'm rolling around here, you just need to pay attention and let your teammates take the hits for you. Now, this is going to kind of demonstrate the penetration values on this tank. The Foch right there, I see him rolling around. Now, he doesn't know that I'm here, so I do want to use that element of surprise up until the last minute. You can see he takes one shot there. Now, I know I've got some shots. You can see my AP can't pen him at all, and my APCR can, but I got to get some fantastic little shots in there. And you can see, I don't know how that last shot went in there at 238 on a nice high roll. That is one thing with this clip, is on your third shell, you can get high rolls if you pen your first two if you have that crew skill maxed out. Now you can see I've got that Yag Tiger. He's a 2-shot for me, so I think I'm going to take one shot. Now I'm going to back up here because I don't remember which way they are facing, just in case I need to roll forward as fast as I can. Now, this is something that you can do. You can see that Ferdinand, he's stuck right there. I'm going to try and track him in place, but I'm a little bit too anxious, and I am not able to get that shot in. If I would have, he would have been finished up, and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But luckily, I've got that other T-49 right there that's going to help take him out. So now we're going to roll forward. All we have left is that EXP. Now, this tank is very quick and very mobile, so you do need to be aware of where you're going and where the tank is looking, and do not ram tanks if at all possible, because you will take the brunt of the hit. Now, I've got a couple longer clips here that I kind of wanted to demonstrate here. You can see that I'm going to try and roll up into A and spot what I can. I spot that Panther 8.8. Now, I know I don't have the gun depression to get over there, but you can see I've got that little hill right there that I'm going to use to roll up on and able to try and get some shots on him. Even though I didn't have the gun depression before, if I'm able to roll up on that hill and angle my tank, then I'm able to get those shots down. I'm able to get one into him, and there's two, and then we'll be able to get the third one into him right there. Now, we don't finish him off, but that's all right. So as we're rolling around, you just need to be able to realize where those hills and rocks are to be able to use that gun to get that gun depression that you need. Now, this is one of the best parts of this tank. That T-29 didn't know I was here at all, and then all of a sudden I'm right there. I set him on fire, and I'm going to dump my whole clip, and then I am out of there. As I'm rolling away, I see that within 10 seconds, his entire hit point pool is gone. Now, like I said, one of the great things that you can do with this tank is cap. Now, capping doesn't give you the most damage, it doesn't look the coolest, but it can be very effective to give pressure onto the enemy team to make them do something stupid, or try and get them to do something that they wouldn't normally do, to be a little bit more risky, because they know if they don't, that they're going to lose to cap points. So I'm going to roll up here. I don't see anybody over here in A. So I'm going to roll up here, try and get some spots. Now, in case somebody does come, I'm going to come hug this building right here so they don't see me until the last minute, and it gives me the element of surprise. Now, as I cap A, I see that most of the battle is happening over at C. I count all the tanks, and I'm pretty sure that they're all over there, and so I'm going to roll down here and try and get B. Now, I do need to be careful not to knock down buildings and stuff to give myself a better camo rating as I'm rolling up here. You can see that as I roll up, I'm unspotted, and I see that scent 7 and 1. But as he pokes that hill, he spots me. But there's nobody. I'm not really in any danger sitting out here in the open. But you can see we're now at 435 and we have 2 caps now at this point. So I see that they've got a couple of tanks over there. I'm trying to figure out which tank I can get in there and clip out. You can see that Tiger 1 is now down to a clippable amount. You can see there he goes, but by the time I get there, there's not a whole lot I can do. So I'm thinking, all right, there's not really that many tanks over here. I'm going to try and just get C and see what I can do. So as I roll into here, I see that this Yag Tiger, or is that the Tiger 2, that is parked right here is the perfect size for me to hide behind. You can see I am just a tiny little tank. That EXP tries to get a shot on me, but there's no way he's going to be able to get it. Now as I look around, I see that SU-152, and I have no idea why he didn't shoot me, and he didn't shoot, and he shot the liver, but I'm just glad he didn't, because that would have really hurt. Any of those big caliber guns with that HE is going to be a nightmare for you to deal with. So you do need to be aware of where those big guns are, where they're pointing, that reload, and you are going to want to try and get as many track shots as you can. So I finished my clip out here, but I know that I can circle this SU-152 for days before he'll be able to get a shot on me while my clip reloads. So we've got this one pretty much on a win. You can see that I'm able to get a nice high roll, 242, right before we finish him up, and that finishes out that game. Now, something I want to point out here on this game, 737 hit points, or 737 damage. Isn't a lot, but I was able to get a lot of XP, 743. Even though I wasn't able to get a whole lot of damage, I was still being effective for my team. Now, I can see that SU-152 is on a one-shot. You can see I'm just going to get in here and annoy him as much as I can until my team's able to finish him up. Now, I do have one last shot that I want to try and get on this J Panther, but I bounce it, of course, and there's no point in really using a repair kit, wasting those credits. So as I just wait here, he does get another shot on me, but it's no big deal. I know this game's a win. So I'm able to, you just want to swoop in, get those last closing hit points, and be able to finish up those tanks the best you can. Now, I wasn't able to pen that T-34, but you can see I tracked him, and even though I wasn't able to pen him, it's still effective because if he's tracked, he can't move, and that gives my team more opportunity to zone in on their shots. Now, as I roll down here, that lurver, I did not know he was coming around, so I just duck in behind him, and I'm able to get in there. You can see that they're able to finish him up. Now, I'm going to just be a little pest, a little flea to these guys up here. You can see as I'm rolling around here, I see that E75 TS. I'm going to try and get a shot in on him. That T34 is right over there. I see that he's looking at me. I try and get out of the way the most I can, but he keeps rolling back up and gets a shot in me. Now, I still am spinning their heads in circles as they're trying to finish me out. And as I keep trying to get away, I'm able to tuck behind this rock and wait for my reload. Now, the great thing about this tank is a lot of people will forget about you and forget that you're there. And as you look, you can see that he was looking at somebody else, and I'm going to let this T20 roll out and take a hit for me before I roll back in, because there's really no point in me taking a hit. And you can see that spaced armor makes it look like I'm not going to pen, but you can see that I easily do. As I roll through, you can see I get shot by that T-34, and there's not a whole lot I can do, seeing how I'm on my 16-second reload. So I'm just going to wait here, keep him entertained, try and get him to bait some shots on me, but then the Borsig rolls in there and finishes him up. So that was a real easy, simple game. Great way to show how you can just roll in, roll out, dump your clip, and just spin those tanks' heads on circle, especially heavies. You are great at that. You can see only a third class, 1,527 damage, but that's all right. So the main thing on this tank is get in and get out and dump your clip. All right, so just to finish up and just to summarize, you have the quick mobility, you've got the decent gun, and you have that clip. Those are going to be your main things to focus on. Also, you want to play this like you have 0 hit points left. You want to just be very aware of where those big guns are at and try not to take shots at all. Get in there, get those spots, but don't be out in the open for the others to be able to get shots on you. Anyways, I hope this was helpful for you all on the AMX 1390. Now, if you all enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. Let me know in the comments what you think of this tank, if you think it's a great tank or not that great. And if you want to see more videos, go ahead and give the channel a sub, and I'll keep making more as they keep coming. Thanks for watching, y'all, and we'll see y'all later.